Rolling. And action. Big roar. And you're running. And cut.
But as time goes on, and we all grow up, just promise me one thing. Promise to never forget the good times we spent together, because I know I sure won't. Thank you.
Rolling in 5, 4.
Thank you for changing my life.
2 and 1. Hello and welcome back to Weekly Cinema. Actually, we have been weekly for the last little bit. And this is a look back series. This will be our final episode of our look back series, and we are, as we had talked about in our Paradox episode, our other child. One last shot.
Yeah, so welcome back. We are here with the final episode, not of Weekly Cinema. We have one more for Weekly Cinema, but this is the last episode of our look back series where we've been looking back at all these things we made together. Since our schedules are weird right now, we're filming this virtual, so this is our last virtual episode.
Sorry.
I'm getting Zoom flashbacks, but because we're doing virtual, we of course have me, Gabe Late, and our, co-host Ava Lonchar with us. But we also have joining once again Mike. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Weekend tech, or well, I'm not sure most of the kids here would know about weekend tech.
Yeah, niche
but
reference.
if you know weekend tech, you know ball knowledge. You know some ball knowledge. It's good to be doing things for stuff again. I miss doing this stuff. It's fun.
Oh yeah, well it's great to have you back here.
I've been doing this stuff.
Yeah, it's been a minute, and I guess this is also your last appearance on Weekly Cinema, technically, since again that's the last episode tomorrow. So, welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's probably my last appearance in anything Avon Lake related.
Yeah,
probably forever.
Yeah, this is the last tie that's being cut.
Bro.
I know.
This is the last shot for me.
I saw you say that again. He's gonna forget all about us right after this episode ends. He's gonna pretend.
Yeah. Hey, the pilot poster's fire. You got it up there. That's cool. I love that.
Thank you.
So quick.
There's also one right under my tablet right here, and whenever I put something on it, the ink just comes off of it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna prove it by putting my hand on it.
All right, well, I believe you. Anyways, we don't have much time per usual with these episodes. It's funny, Weekly Cinema has a common theme where we make these in a big time crunch because we usually have like our period, ending very fast. So let's keep it moving, and we're going to start by re-watching the film. One Last Shot is our last project, pretty much, that we all made together, like our last major film.
Yeah.
It pretty fittingly, because that's what the film's about. And there's a crazy story as to how this was made, the backstory behind it all, which we'll get into after, but we'll give our thoughts while watching as well, and give our live reactions to watching it back, because I honestly have not watched this full thing since we made it, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Let's do it. You guys ready? Any final thoughts?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Go.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to watch One Last Shot.
I'm ready for one last shot.
All right.
Take the soundboard away.
3, 2,
It's me.
1. Go.
Serenity? Have you seen Serenity? Percy! Have you seen Serenity?
I did everything I could. I'm sorry.
How is dude not out of breath?
She's dead.
Oh, this part was so cool.
Oh
So
man,
cool.
I
honestly,
did not match my my jacket.
I know.
Serenity?
Oh yeah.
I've got 3 different shades of black on right now.
Have you seen
I didn't
Serenity?
even realize that.
Yeah, Gabe, this was so cool.
I'm
Doing
sorry.
this in the theater. You
this
got some
was-
really good.
yeah.
You could say you got some really good shots.
Stop!
Here, yeah.
Stop!
Some good last shots, because that was the way filmed last.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true.
That'll just have to do. Because we don't have time for this. Okay. So.
I love my outfit in this one.
Guys,
Yeah, your outfit in this movie is actually so sick.
Yeah, that's
I know. I need to get my hair cut again.
So I just need to see pure fear in your guys' eyes, okay? There is this horrible creature.
I need to see
chasing
the
you
pure
around,
freaking
and-
fear.
Yeah, Ava,
Look,
dude, Ava was
like
shouting at
that
McKenna
they just
about that.
killed
It's so
Your
funny.
best friend. Me.
Me.
You know, if there's one thing
The
that I like that
audacity.
we...
Oh, the eye roll.
So
She's doing
annoyed.
2 days, and
There's one thing I like that we took inspiration from our previous school projects for this, is we never, like, had, like, a discrete script. We kind of did
Yeah.
it. We kind of did things a little on the fly, but I think it made everything just very... It made everything very authentic.
That's
Yeah,
very true.
I like that part too. Yeah.
action,
True.
Yeah,
big roar,
thanks to my
and
inability
I hate
to
it.
plan.
I sometimes I don't like how I say so.
I remember me and Mike were like, let's
Like,
race.
bro, I'm running.
Yeah.
I look so goofy.
No, Ava, I do think your delivery in this movie was by far your best in anything we've done. It's
Big-
honestly really
big-
good.
Big
I
roar.
agree.
Oh, there's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Somebody too late.
There's my dad.
Too busy with the banter, man.
Dude, I love this part where he's like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be in
Yeah,
here."
it's so great. We told him just
love it.
shout.
He did take that literally.
He did.
Why are these shots so cinematic though? Like,
I know, it does a really good job.
Wait, is that? It's not good enough. Did you just change the lighting for this, or is my hair really like that auburn looking?
there's no sound.
I think there was a lot of there was definitely some color grading I did, so it probably changed your hair color. a bit.
One
More.
last. Oh, stop.
Dude.
I wanted to say it.
she did say that in a take though, didn't she?
Yeah, you did say
I
that.
wanted to
you
say
did.
that so bad, and I was
Yeah.
trying not to smile when I said one.
Please.
Please.
My future rides on this. Everything does.
Everything
It needs to be
does.
perfect.
Because we made one last shot be a joke for so long that when it came time
Yeah.
to filming it, we had to stop ourselves.
For real.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop saying it. Oh, there he is! Oh, it was so cold outside. We had to let him inside after every single take.
Yeah.
So bad.
It was freezing.
I hate that I didn't actually
Let me film
record
this.
it.
I
I was
know.
going to record them running and I couldn't press record fast enough.
No, that's on me. I kind of like thought of that last minute, and then we're like, okay, that's good enough. I should have just had you like actually do a take of you recording them. But it's,
You
it's-
literally looked at
that's
me
on
and
me.
went, "Hey, Ava, you recorded them running, right?" Well, you didn't
Yeah,
say it like
I'm
that.
so dumb.
And I was like,
know.
"Oh, was I supposed to?"
No, yeah, no, yeah.
Oh,
You're
of course. Oh, that part's so cool with the
It's so
spotlight
sick.
going out.
You know, for those of you watching, the joke still hasn't ended. We still have that post production. It's still a thing.
good. Oh yeah, unfortunately,
Where are you going?
yeah.
I'm supposed to be here. Where are you guys going?
Where are you guys going? He's not gonna chase. I mean, he can't catch all three of us.
True.
I
Oh,
guess there's
man,
only one
this
security
scene-
guard around the entire school.
Cinematic.
Oh, I love how I throw down the headphones.
Completely
Camera.
freezing this was.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
dude,
this
we were
was-
all
yeah,
so
so
close.
cold.
Sit there and
This
reminisce
was
about
so
Serenity.
freezing.
Beautiful shot, the golden hour.
Yeah, it was
I remember that we had to take out like a 5 in the car, and then I was studying my lines while we were in the car so I could get it in like one take because I was freezing.
Yeah. And this is where you found out you were gonna play pilot. Actually,
Don't
full
you
circle
understand?
moment. That's
This
actually
was
kind
the
of
day I
crazy.
found out I was gonna play pilot. I was so
Yeah.
happy.
Destroyed our futures.
Wait, this is the famous
Oh.
scene.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
what
Mike, you
happened was
killed that,
awful,
I'm not
okay?
gonna lie.
I didn't
I
know the police were
know.
gonna show up. And the school, it was just
Our
gonna be
friendship's
announced,
exactly
I
like
didn't
this in
think
real
really
life, too.
cared.
Yeah, this is
I'm sorry,
exactly how
I
it goes
decided to
down.
grow up.
This is where it actually
I don't
started
have
my
this.
my typecast of me being a bad friend in every single one of my projects.
Yeah. Dude,
Even
McKenna,
in-
you did
even
so
in,
good too.
We made these stupid little
Even
movies
in
when
broadcast.
we were kids,
Yeah.
and it was fun. That's all that mattered to us.
After that, I was
We
only
just
cast as bad people.
wanted to spend time with you. But you know
I
what?
think I like to
Sorry
think that the
that we
desperation
got
of
the
us
wrong
trying to get
idea.
it
That
done
you
because it's
got the
freezing,
wrong
so you guys
idea.
giving it your all is the reason that this was such good takes.
That was. I think that had something to do with it, to be honest. But I
Yeah.
kept messing up mine. I kept messing up mine.
It took a couple
But Mike
takes, but
gave
you
us
guys killed it.
inspiration to get it.
Yeah.
No, the freezing and our desperation was times actors weren't acting. All this part. The famous scene.
You're mourning your beloved again, Ava.
Yeah, why am I always mourning over, like, it's because I feel bad after. I'm like, why did I do that?
Oh, and shout out Bucket, this song was custom made for this movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Go. Oh, this scene's so sick. Oh my god.
This is such a sick scene. Okay, so when first of all, I need to talk about this scene because I love the purple and blue light, by the way. It's so cinematic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I was filming this, okay, where am I going with this? When I was filming the scene, I was at Gabe's house. This is Gabe's room, and he found like the most boring room for me to go into. It's just a guest bedroom. And I was like, you know what? I would care about like my work of film more than decorating my room, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Especially if I'm a little depressed and have no friends. But when we were filming this, Gabe told me like beforehand that I would have to cry. And first of all, I'm not used to crying around people in general, so that was already kind of hard. And I said, well, music can help me cry. So we played over and over. We kept playing the song "Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story" from Hamilton. Yeah. Because that song does make me cry on occasion. I found out. And remember me. Sorry. And when we were filming this, like the tears would come into my eyes, and then as soon as Gabe started recording, like,
oh my god!
For some reason they would just evaporate.
Yeah.
Wait, my favorite shot is the one where we open the closet and Mike's like, "Hello there."
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Did you see one of the comments on the YouTube channel? It was like Michael Myers question mark?
I did see that. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, there is
somebody commented Michael Myers.
we came up with that scene out of completely nowhere. I just put that on while in the closet, and we were like, "This is perfect."
That was my reaction. But
I remember the 2-minute long clip of Mike trying to put on the gloves in the costume room.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh my god. Some of them just completely unscripted. It was so funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Gabe just told me to randomly just like come up with a plot while we were filming, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I was recording for maybe like 10 minutes. Oh, I love that shot.
Oh, it's the best shot.
The one where I
so
look
good.
up and the spotlight comes on, that was so hard to do as well. But look, like the part where they got me crying, like every time Gabe would start recording again when I felt myself starting to cry, my tears for some reason would just like evaporate.
There it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, I'm not crying anymore. And then eventually what actually happened is that I got like so upset with myself that I actually couldn't do it, that I actually started crying because I got so upset with myself. So that was real. I was upset with myself that I couldn't do it.
Oh man.
Oh, this is when we played the Wii, and I got nothing
and after I was like so happy, I'm like,
I had you guys play Wii Sports.
But all my makeup was messed up. Oh, sorry.
Oh, peak. No, yeah, you killed that scene. It was.
You could say it was absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema.
I haven't heard that in a while. People need to say it more.
Agreed.
Oh, and then is this the shot where just the curtains open?
Oh, it's my suicide note.
Okay.
That's what the people who critiqued this thought it was. They thought I killed myself.
I forgot about that.
They thought I killed myself and sent them that message.
I did everything I could.
And got rid of the whole movie.
I'm sorry.
It's literally labeled our movie though.
My Requiem. June's Requiem.
And then the final scene. So everything up until this point right they gave up. Everything up until this point right here, I think was flawless. From this point on is when we started to have a little bit of issues, which we'll talk about after, but let's watch.
I can't stop thinking about that fateful day.
It's such a cool shot, though. Oh my god, it's such a cool shot. This is the last shot right here. Like, in the story, the final shot.
Yeah.
Here.
Say that again. No, actually, say it again.
This is the last shot.
It's the one last shot.
Oh, sorry, this is the one.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Unfortunately, the scene is ruined for me due to the fact that when Ava was recording this whole thing, Gabe was in another room with me and McKenna having a meltdown. He was going genuinely insane.
Yes.
I went too far to put you two in danger.
That is ruined. Gabe ruined this scene for you.
Yes, yes, because he was in a different room talking about how there's people in his vents.
Probably never get to see you guys again.
What? You don't have people in your vents?
But
no.
Here we go. Here we go again.
Wait,
maybe you all are
Gabe.
better off without me.
How are they
But
doing?
As time goes on,
They're doing good.
and we all grow up.
I still can't get over the
Why are you
fact
so
that,
far
like,
away?
the adjudicators on this,
Promise to
the
never forget
CG was literally you saw her write out our movie.
Yeah, I was getting I was far away because I was getting the CDs, so I'm showing them on my camera right now. This is it right here, the CD.
I guess they thought June had so much
Thank you for
character
changing
regression
my
that they thought like she was depressed and hopeless enough to give up. She's not gonna give up.
I actually made just like Paradox, I made an altered version of this movie that I put on Film Freeway. So right here, this scene's a little different. Where it says the end, I instead put it as the end directed by June. And you can see it like a shot of her in the theater. But I'll talk about that
this shot.
Oh, so good.
Such a good shot. It's so good.
It's so good.
Hopefully I won't look like this on my graduation day.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna look as stupid as I do in that cap right here.
Well, yeah, because it's a black gown and a maroon cap.
Wait, did we say how many days we have until graduation?
Oh no, we didn't.
No.
You guys
This is Friday, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's
this
like
Friday.
3 days.
So
It's
like
this
3 days.
weekend. For those of you, we forgot.
Yeah.
But it's this weekend.
I just felt a little bad about this scene because I was just like,
you barely did anything, and it looked like you, because it was supposed to be a thing like you don't know if they forgave me or not, but it actually looks like you hate me.
Which
right,
I think
right.
It
Gabe
does
told us
work.
to.
Yeah, I mean, I instructed you guys
And
to be
apparently
like
they think
more
that me
cold.
walking off the stage is supposed to me like symbolize me passing on or something.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah. All right, so there is one last shot. So as I was saying, I'll explain real quick. After we Max Cruz, our Mr. Boom guy.
Max Cruz.
After we got I made this film and then we put it on YouTube, got feedback from you guys. I made an alternate version that I submitted to Film Freeway that, just like Paradox, there was an alternate version. This one did too, that is not on YouTube. It's not this version, it's changed, where the ending is a little bit different. I have the same ending, like story-wise, but I tried to make it a little bit more clear what actually happens in the end. And I'm curious if that one would be more effective than the STN version, which is this version right here that's on YouTube. I don't know.
Okay.
So just note the ones I submitted to festivals is a little bit different. It's hard to explain what I changed, but yeah.
The
Polaroids are great. Oh my gosh.
It's the Boom. It's Mr. Boom.
Mr. Boom. Yeah, these are real Polaroids, by the way, guys. I actually still have them in like my drawer, but yeah.
Yes.
Really
Shout out to
cool.
Max.
Yeah, shout out, Max.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I came up with that I just on a whim where I was just like, you should put these like throughout the credits. It would be nice if you just like scattered them throughout the credits.
Yes, you did.
That's
you
awesome.
did come up with that idea. It was perfect.
I came with two impactful things for this movie: the title and the credits.
Dude.
Yeah, you literally made the title and the credits.
You did. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that was one last shot. So basically, what happened with this film? Just a quick rundown. The big twist, the big reveal. This film has actually been in the works for over 2 years now, I would say. It was an idea that originated with a very simple structure that slowly evolved over time into wanting us to make a feature-length movie. So one last shot, we actually had a script, we had a storyboard. Like like talking about this, I can't like stress enough how crazy and ambitious we were about this. Like there's so much behind this movie that you guys have no idea that I could just go on and on about. But basically, it didn't end up happening. We were supposed to film it I think this summer going into senior year, we were supposed to film it.
Yeah.
And we never did. And unfortunately, just because we were all so busy, we ultimately just, we found out this was a lot more than we were expecting. So what we did. Oh, go ahead.
I think part of that was also for me why I had no time is because I actually got a job that summer, so I was working a lot.
Yeah, you You would resist that. Yeah. So basically, I'm getting a call from Shannon. Hold on. Shannon never calls me. Hold on. Let me answer this real quick. Sorry.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so we had a script. I don't know. Like, do you guys have anything to add to that? There's so much I could say, but I'm like blanking.
We had different like sort of almost universes within our film, like the feature film we were gonna make. There was the past versions of ourselves, which we had to cut out. So unfortunately, that kind of lost some of the plot when we had to cut it down to like the 15 minutes for STN. And that I think was a big part of it too. That kind of the ending lost a bit of its forming there.
Can I talk about the ending that we originally had?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was kind of like I guess the one where I was like looking back through all this stuff, and in the movie, McKenna. Wait, what was McKenna's character's name?
Hannah.
Hannah. It was like my childhood best friend, so I was supposed to be like the closest with her.
Mm-hmm.
And what was supposed to happen was it was supposed to show, like, as McKenna said, like flashbacks of us as like younger selves. I had a neighbor I was going to ask to be my mini-me in a way. And McKenna had one too, I think. And what was going to happen is that Gabe, like, literally said it was going to be raining, and I would go over to her house, like, Heartstopper style, and apologize to her in the rain, but we wouldn't hear anything. And I couldn't stop thinking about the part in Heartstopper where he just goes over in the rain.
Oh my gosh.
You know, all my characters have. There's a little undertone of all my characters being a little.
Yo, you still have them. Oh my god.
I
do. They're sitting over here.
That's awesome.
For some reason, there's always a little undertone of all the characters I play being a little homosexual.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying they always seem to be bad friends, and they always seem to be like, a little bit gay. So
Gabe, what do you mean by that? Gabe, what do you mean by that?
There's people that play like toxic yaoi characters. I'm the one playing toxic Yuri characters.
Oh.
Gabe, what do you mean by that?
Toxic Yuri exists.
What do I mean by it's just my writing habit, just my writing style,
Gabe, are you trying to get me to like come out or something?
I mean, Ava, if you want to, just know that we're all very supportive.
I mean, what do I say, that I'm like half gay?
There is a word for that.
There is a word for it, but I don't like to use labels. I don't care what gender I date.
Okay. All right. Well, before this turns into
half gay sounds funny though.
Okay, before this turns into a study of Ava's.
I hope my mom doesn't see this.
Yeah, Ava's character. No, it is funny how we had the original script, but you're right. I forgot about that.
Sorry.
On top of our original like storyline in real life and the theater scenes, we had another like realm called, the childhood realm, where it would flash back to the younger versions of you guys and kind of like have them like merge towards the end. So I honestly really think that's one where one of the major faults came in with this short, is that the feature film had such a beautiful overarching storyline that we were building. I really do think it had so much substance to it. But when we condensed it down to a short, we lost a lot of the nuance and detail that we needed to actually make it an effective story that worked, right?
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and I think that, it's a problem that all short films can face, and it's, ultimately just, it was something we probably couldn't have avoided, but I do think that's why it kind of feels so rushed, because we literally took the ending of the feature film and made it a short film. That's what this film is. It's only the ending of the full-length One Last Shot, pretty much.
Can I add something? Because I do have another fact about this movie that was going to be in there and got cut at the last moment, and it was a full ass character.
Oh,
we were going to have Legend. We were going to have Legend, our friend Legend, and he was going to be a character named Rocky, I believe. He was going to be in there, and okay, I'm not going to disclose what happens. I don't know if he wants me to explain that, but but like he got stuck somewhere and he couldn't make it to filming at all. And like right after we were done filming at the school, he goes, "Are you guys still there?"
Dude.
So we had right at the last minute, we're like, okay, we can't wait for him. We just have to start filming. So we cut his character from the film, and I felt so bad.
It was unfortunate. There was also just some very strange stuff going on that day, like alarms going off inside the place we were filming.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And it was very odd. We had a bit of a rough time. But to be honest, there's something of this that I've always felt was really unique about how kind of rushed it was. Because I feel like with this, like with what we made, I feel like we definitely captured what it kind of is like to have to go and get, you know, the last piece of footage, the one last shot. And
I have to do it every time.
But I feel like, you know, as much as it isn't as great of a story as it could have been if we, you know, did like the whole film, the whole feature film, I feel like it has a bit of a unique representation of, well, this film inside the story was their last minute, you know, film for a I don't know, I don't remember the whole lore, but was it also for a competition, or was it just for a?
It was for me to enter college, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
My future depends on it.
We filmed this basically in the last few days of this competition, when it was getting basically right to the end after all of this time of planning and stuff like that, and things changing, falling through. And I think what we got at the end was very representative of that. We got something that felt like it was a, you know, a student project where they ran out of time after, you know, lots of planning, and there was lots of hardship along the way. There was lots of differences in opinions, and I think that is a lot of what actually happened as we were filming this. Obviously, none of us got into a fight or anything, but
no, that happened too.
We had to make some tough.
It was method acting,
right?
Yeah.
We had to make some tough choices when we were coming to the end, and we had to change some things that I think maybe we're, you know, it would have been better if we were able to do it. But what we came out with is something that was definitely to be proud of, right? It was something where we all put in our best effort, and despite the fact that we had some differences in opinions, and, you know, there was some challenging things we had to do, like staying out in the cold for half an hour. But I think that I think it was very representative of what we were going for, because it was a little authentic in that way, where we were kind of doing things all at the very last minute, at the very last second, to finish things out, to basically do what was the last big project for us.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. And there, when you mentioned the hardships, aka the alarm, I just thought, yeah, the universe just said no.
Yeah.
But the
No,
universe,
actually, you know, you're not gonna film today.
Yeah, but the universe also did say I love you.
That is true. The universe did say that.
And to have a heart-to-heart with the Ender Dragon.
Yep.
A heart-to-heart with the Ender Dragon.
You know, what are you talking about? I'm all the way back here.
Dude, those are some. Okay, that's a lot of references that just came out of nowhere.
Sorry.
Anyways, no. I gotta say, I fully agree. That is very well put. It is it's actually, the more you talked about it, the more I realized that it's actually kind of crazy how meta this production was. Like, we really were living our story. It's crazy.
Right.
Except, June was obviously Gabe's persona. He was obviously pushing most of his actual personality traits onto this character.
Obviously, at the surface, yes, which is the surface level study of this character, it does look a lot like me. But in the longer script that we had for the feature film, we had a lot of our personalities mixed into that character, and we all put stuff into it.
I remember coming up with this stuff in the broadcast room with Gabe and McKenna, and we get so excited when we came up with something that was like actually good and we can put in the movie.
We like reread a line multiple times when we thought it was so fire. It was awesome.
I had like representations for like each of the characters of like who they are to their parents.
Oh, the whole fight scene
involved.
Yep.
Because it was longer.
The fight scene was longer. I mean, there was I
just remember that despite any progress you guys would make, I would randomly show up and say something, and you guys would have like a revelation about the film based on what I would say.
Because well, you're older.
Happened like 3 times.
Yeah,
you're older, so your opinion is a little better than ours, I think.
That's true.
I don't know about that.
You're a little more.
Okay. The one thing I remember though, right, is I remember planning or helping to plan this in the mornings of in the mornings during my senior year. And we would start in that broadcast room, and we would be talking about things, and then a year later, basically, when I was employed at the school, and I would come in, and you guys would be there during like break, and we would still be talking about this film and talking about things to add to it, and it was really interesting what the original idea for the film was. And to be honest, I think someday I feel like you guys should go back out there and make what you originally wanted to make, not constrained by a specific deadline, or because I think the original story was really good. We had a lot of really interesting stuff that I feel like would have probably set us apart a lot from the competition. I think that the original idea for the movie, I don't think the new version was bad or anything, right?
Yeah.
I think that, again, it was very representative of what we were trying to do. But I think that the original script, the original stuff we were doing was really cool, and a lot of really cool ideas. And I think we should do a definitive edition, the real edition, the found footage version.
The found footage, the actual last.
Yeah, it will
shot.
no longer be lost to me.
The director's cut.
Yeah.
Of one last
cut.
Well, we did.
And
well, I'm sorry. We did talk about this. Like we were saying we wanted to come back in the future if possible. But the problem is obviously the story's about high schoolers. So the more we wait, the older we get. We would have to get actors to play our roles.
No. Listen. Remember Hollywood today? You've seen how 20 and 30-year-olds can obviously play really good 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
They look exactly like 15.
Yeah.
Like Euphoria.
I mean,
got some shade there.
Do I look much different from when I was back in high school?
Not really.
A little.
So I'm gonna be honest, not really. Yeah.
It's got like 3 or 4 years to make it, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be too
worried. Do I
worried.
look that different?
I honestly don't think so either. Yeah.
I think my hair is just shorter. That's all.
Yeah, but anyways, so yeah, real quick, we did obviously submit this to STN. This was made for STN. That's why Mike just turns green.
Green. I'm back to normal colors.
Back to normal colors.
My monitor turned off.
Anyways, we made Paradox for STN our sophomore year. Then we were going to make one junior year, but obviously things fell through. We weren't able to take the class. Junior year was a nightmare. So then senior year came around, and we ultimately all came together and said, okay, let's make One Last Shot into a short film. So we submitted it. We submitted it to STN, and I did a vlog and everything. Which, look, actually, I'm not lying. I am. He's back to green. The vlog we did to STN. I am making it. I actually am starting to make the full version. It's gonna be really cool. It's actually gonna be a whole overarching story, and I'm gonna post it. But as you saw,
can I mention something?
Yes, go ahead.
I just need to say, I was very much convinced I had to buy a lottery ticket because of what I told you in broadcast, and you know what your vlog is about, right? And I was like, what if that actually happened for your vlog? And what did I say? I called it.
You did.
And he did.
Well, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. We'll reveal that later. But you're so right. You did.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Anyways, in the vlog, as I was saying, in the vlog, it is
vlog?
revealed that we went to STN and we didn't win anything for One Last Shot. As Paradox won Best Editing, we didn't win anything, but they actually did remove a lot of categories from Film Excellence. There's no more Best Editing, Best Writing. There's none of that. So we did have a lesser of a chance, but we did get feedback back from STN on a piece of paper, which I have right here. And they told us everything that they thought about the film. So this is an actual adjudicator that judged us for One Last Shot for the competition, and I'm going to read it real quick. First off, I wanted to say that on all of the categories where it says story and genre, direction and performance, cinematography, editing, production audio, and sound and music design was nearly perfect. They had the scores all the way up with one away from being perfect. Now, I don't fully understand how that didn't put us in even a nomination. Like, we didn't even get a nomination. Right. But yeah, we were like all the way up there in the excellence category, which is, I mean, pretty cool. Right. As we look through, get more context, here's what they said. So, first off, they said what worked well. The adjudicator said, this is a random adjudicator, they said, let me start by saying that it is not possible to assess an entire program based on one project, but the review of your film below will provide insight for where your program can concentrate its efforts. First, the good stuff. I thought your project was sensational. It was so creative, deeply layered, technically well acted, terrifically well acted, well written, personal, all of it. I'm on board. The film had an X factor that can get you into top film schools if that's the path you want to take. The in her mind shots at the school theater are literally what directors think about while they are filming. It was an excellent metaphor. All of the flashbacks to the film scene getting shot made your choice of locations just great. You turned a regular school location into an abandoned school through the magic of film, though I recommended the lights should have been turned off to make it more believable, but that's besides the point. Yeah. Which I agree. The icy field filmed at golden hour was noticed and appreciated by me, and many of the graphical elements you used were simple and effective, particularly the cracked lens. So that's the good. That's the good they gave us. Okay. A very glowing review, I gotta say, but it... Yeah, I would agree.
You could almost say excellent.
You can almost say excellent, right? But here is what they said for what could be improved, and it is a lot longer. So let's get into this.
Yeah.
All right, what can be improved? Here we go. So let's turn to the story. Before I inflate your head too much, there is actually quite a bit to work on. I'm jumping into the ways to improve section, but I will also point out the spots where you were right on the target. So it's mixed with some good as well. Don't get scared if the text section is long. Let's just dig into it. So they said, let's dig into the hero's journey. The hero's journey. A film is the story of a main character for whom the pattern of their everyday life changes suddenly due to an inciting incident. The pattern can be that they love their life until something bad comes along, or it can be that they hate their life until they're given an opportunity to improve it. Then the character must go on a quest to engage with it and ultimately solve their problem. While trying to solve it, they run into obstacles to overcome. And in the end, the audience must know if the main character solved their problem or not. You had a main character and well represented her pattern of everyday life, which is making movie. You also gave her 2 goals: finishing the movie and getting into film school. However, I think you need to lean into one of them a bit more than the other. Both have good possibilities for the story. She can be all about making a great film no matter what, and you don't have to mention film school. Or she can be all about getting their project done in time for a film school application, but not really focus more on the latter. I kind of like the former, but they said both would work. You had an inciting incident, which was the fight with her friends. That's the moment. Oh, I gotta turn the page. The inciting incident was the fight with her friends, and they said that's the moment where it looks like her goal, completing the film or getting into school, is in jeopardy. I like that you gave her obstacles to complete the film in that her friends were no longer going to help her. I loved that she spent time reviewing the past work together. That was such a powerful moment and amazingly well edited sequence. It was really great. But then after, what did she do to engage with her problem and try and solve it? She needs to try more before giving up. She ran into a roadblock. The friends said no. Then she either killed herself or ran away. She needed to try some stuff. She needed to try some more options before reaching that goal. Either finish the film with different actors or use VFX inserts showing her writing a new script with different actors, trying to woo her friends back with an apology, etc., etc. They say no, but then they see what she's created with the final edit of the movie. By the way, you should add a VFX monster in the background of the school when you were showing the finished scene of her movie.
Yeah!
And they realized they'd love to be a part of the film she's making and then come on board after seeing the awesome cut.
No.
Okay, anyways, she needed more action and less wallowing. In the end, she did not resolve her quest. Not that I think anyone should kill themselves. For some reason,
I didn't kill myself!
Okay. They said for some reason there is a lot of that in student films. But if she's going to do it, then the DVD she gives her friends.
For stuff like us.
Okay. Hold on, wait, I'm sorry. I need to okay, let me reread this line because this is kind of a little upsetting. Ready? They said, not that I think anyone should kill themselves. For some reason, there's a lot of that in student films. But if she's going to do it, then the DVD she gives her friends should not contain a sad goodbye, but the final completed movie.
Yes, it
did! Wait, it did! It literally did! That was the... Okay, let me finish this.
First of all, if someone kills themselves, they shouldn't send a sad goodbye to their friends. What do you mean?
Okay, hold on. Let me finish this because I do appreciate... It's funny to make fun of this, but I do appreciate the feedback. All right, they said that's the point. The audience needs to know the result of her quest. Did she get into school? Did she complete the movie? Finally, and this is my last note, I strongly encourage you to remove the voiceover at the end. Just take it out and leave the video as is. Right. I bet you don't need it. 9 times out of 10, you don't. While there were many great shots in the film, there were some spots where you lacked coverage, specifically during the friends, because specifically during the friends fight, you crossed the 180-degree line, which I did do that. Probably because you didn't have coverage from the other side, which was completely right. I recommend adding a flop effect to these shots in the edit, meaning to mirror the shots, which I also did consider, but the problem with mirroring the shots is it was completely noticeable because Ava had a specific swoop that was going to be completely different from other shots because I mirrored in one specific scene. Yeah, so I couldn't really mirror it. But anyways, they said, overall, this film shows that the students at this school's film program are passionate and talented. They have watched a lot of movies and have an understanding of story structure and character development. They have technical ability at an above average level in the fields of editing and writing. So that was their review of One Last Shot. And I gotta say, obviously the big point we all freaked out about, which, yes, it is really funny that they brought that up because in the story, in case people watching don't even know, the ending is supposed to be that June doesn't kill herself. She does not kill herself.
First of all, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I don't give up.
She goes to the spot where they had their fight, and instead, since she didn't have her friends, she films the final scene by herself. And in the movie, the in-movie version movie, right? Like the movie in the movie, she makes a final speech that both applies to her character, but also can be doubled as an apology to her friends. We actually did both. We used the film's final speech that June's character that she made for her movie says as a double means of saying goodbye to her friends, which is, I think, if we made that more clear, would have actually gave us a lot more points, because I think that's what she I think that's what the adjudicator was thinking that they wanted us to do, right? They wanted us to have the final film, but also, you know, have her make up. That's what we were going for. We wanted it to double as both. However, I understand that wasn't super clear. And again, I think that was just a major problem with us condensing it into a short film. That is something that is more clear when we watch the full script all the way through. However, I did fix it a bit in the film festival version. That is a big thing that I made a little bit more clear. I'm not sure if it fully worked, again, because we just didn't have a lot of shots, and I couldn't make up new stuff, obviously, but I did what I could. But yeah, all right, Ava, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, a way that I think we could have fixed that they would like is, first of all, maybe we could have had a shot or two where one of the friends was watching it themselves.
Yeah.
Or like a shot where you know, June was obviously still alive and well, like looking out her window or something like that, just to show that first of all, that she didn't kill herself.
Right.
And the second thing is that the friends were watching that and they understood that it was kind of like an apology.
Now, I do want to say, though, real quick, sorry, I just want to say, I also don't think that would work, because the main thing that I know is that, you know, June obviously says goodbye to her friends through this movie, and she has this whole speech, right? The adjudicator recognizes that it was a goodbye to her friends and sort of an apology. Like, the adjudicator said that. That's when they said it should be a final cut of the movie, not an apology. We didn't have a problem making it clear that the friends received an apology. I don't think we even needed to show them, because they understood, oh, this is an apology or goodbye to her friends. However, the adjudicator said that it should have been a final cut of the movie, which is what it was supposed to be. That's what we should have made more clear. And I think that's just because we didn't make it obvious enough that we were watching a movie, not an apology. Like, I tried showing shots of course, like the monster leading up to them running away into the final shot. I think that transition is a little jarring, because the adjudicator might not have realized, oh, that's still part of the movie where we're saying, you know, June is saying her goodbye, right? So that's something we should have made clear. And again, that's something we could have done if we made the movie longer. We could have had more time spent actually watching June's movie and understanding. We could have I think the biggest thing is we even had names for June's movie. Like, there was a double set of name for the characters. I think I forgot what they were. Like, somebody was Serenity. I was
Serenity.
You
were
Serenity. Percy. And I forgot McKenna's. Yeah, because we never said it, right? So that, if we made more clear, and then in the apology, June says the characters' names instead of her friends' names, that would have signified, oh, this is a part of the movie, but she's doubling it as an apology to her friends. Right? So, like, we had the idea there, obviously. I think that's the biggest thing with short films. Like, everybody has the perfect idea in their minds. It's just executing is the problem. It's just a problem of time. We did what we could, but I understand the confusion. I do. But she didn't kill herself. She didn't kill herself. That's the biggest thing. She didn't kill herself. Now, that is something that I'm going to be honest, I don't understand how people are getting to that conclusion, because that is like, she's wearing her grad outfit. Like, the curtain comes up. She's wearing her grad outfit, and that's supposed to signify she got into college. And then she walks off saying goodbye to her friends, right, who are watching in the audience. Like, obviously, we could say that very easily, being the people who wrote the script, but of course, I could understand that it's has gray area. It's not a perfect film, but yeah, you know, it was just awesome. I mean, we can't ignore the good that they said. I mean, that was a very glowing review to start. I mean, they loved it, which is
and they have some good spread out throughout the negatives as well.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I just want to make it clear, I'm not judging the adjudicator. I'm trying to explain what we were going for, but the adjudicators are completely right. Like, they are 100% right about all their criticisms. I agree. McKenna?
I just gotta say, great on the suggestion for VFX. However, we don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, I gotta say, I did not understand the VFX suggestion. That's the one I disagree with, because
What type of monster would we put in the
Thank
back?
you,
Well,
Etienne, for
I
your
understand.
suggestion. However, that's not possible.
I do
Right.
understand the adjudicator suggesting that, because even if it was a bad VFX, it could have been excused because it was June's movie, right? However,
Right,
I do
yeah.
think even then, if we added it, it would have been a question like, how the heck did June get into film school with this movie? Like, how with this bad VFX monster? But I don't know. That was
you don't know
just my
peak.
thought.
But
I
also,
don't know ball.
like, I get it with their criticism about the ending, but I fear that we are part of that, like, 2.5% that does need the voiceover to stay in the movie. However, I agree that we could have made that more clear.
I agree that
Right,
the voiceover was also a
okay.
little rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I see.
But yeah, what is your guys' looking back? What's your reviews, thoughts on the film? Ava, you could start.
11 out of okay. Okay, so this movie was a very it was challenging for me to act, because this is more where I was getting a lot into me getting better as an actor, and I think this was not to like brag about myself, but I think this was one of like my best acting roles that I had. It really challenged me. It really had me bring out stuff in my own mind that I could like relate to in June. Not that I'm, a bad friend like June. I'm not a bad friend. I had to reiterate that. But there was a lot of stuff I could just relate to, and that was really easy to put into the character, but also very challenging at the same time. So, it's not just based off of my performance. Mike also did great. McKenna did great. Gabe was great with his cinematography, and Max, Mr. Boom was great with the audio.
Mr. Boom.
But yeah, I definitely think that it'll hold a special place in my heart. If we were to remake this, then it would definitely be it would be really fun to do. Because like I said, 20-year-olds can play 15-year-olds.
I agree. Yep.
No. Well, but I mean, if I were to give this honest review, I'd say I really don't want to be biased by saying 10 out of 10, but I really want to give it a 10 out of 10 because I don't know, it just everything is really special about it.
Hey, Gabe.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, him. He looks like a teenager.
He
Like still
yeah.
at what is he, 52 or something?
Yeah, somewhere along the
I
lines.
was referring to more of like Titanic, but thanks.
52. He definitely looks 12.
Anyways, McKenna, what's your final rating?
I think this was one of our best films made. I don't think there's obviously flaws, right? Yeah. Like any other film. But I do think that this was one of our like best done cinematography wise, acting wise. We learned a lot from our past projects too, like Paradox and like the Toy Escape Room was an honorable mention we were gonna put on here, but we did not. But stuff like that, we've learned from like writing, we've learned from like acting performances and all sides of the scope. I think it was just a overall fun last project to do, and I like what Mike said. This was literally kind of our story.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think that made us relate to our characters a bunch more. Especially with the time that we shot this in too, because it was like amidst all the college application stuff and last minute, and filmed in the last 2 weeks before this was actually due for the film contest.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I think we embodied that a lot, and I think that the story was a good one to be put out there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Mike, what about you?
I would have to say, out of all of the films and things that we've done, even including the Clark Danbury saga,
oh my gosh,
I would say that this was generally probably the best work that I at least was a part of. because I think just like what McKenna said, I feel like it really embodies like us. Like I think it really it captures us. You know, again, it's very representative of the situation we were actually in, where we only had a few weeks to really throw something together after years of preparation for this, where we came up with ideas. We wanted to do all of this stuff, and there was challenges. There was challenges along the way that maybe made it so it couldn't have been the best that it could necessarily be. And I think the story in the movie represents that just as well as the story that we're telling right now of the filming of it. I mean,
Yeah.
there was obviously, if June submitted that movie to be critiqued, I'm sure a lot of very similar sorts of critiques and changes would be asked of her. And I think that just it's very representative. Um, it sort of, in a way, even if it wasn't exactly intended to be, it sort of tells a story of us, kind of the people behind the camera. Quite literally the people behind the camera.
Yeah.
I think we did a really good job of that, of demonstrating, kind of the creative process of filming and making a story. Um, and overall, I think everybody did a really good job, and I'm really proud of the work that I put into it. With the acting, I think that Ava, your acting in it was great. Your acting in it was great too, McKenna. And just I think that even though we were very constrained on time and a lot of what we wanted to do couldn't be put into the movie, I think a lot of the effort that got put into making this movie was definitely very authentic to what we were trying to go for.
Oh yeah.
And I think that, I mean, to add, the hardships we went through with filming this, I think made us better for it.
Yeah.
1000%. Yeah.
Because if we didn't have those, then we probably wouldn't have learned as much as we did making this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, great points. Yeah, and it just we had a lot of difficulties, had a lot of hardships. It is really funny though, because if we ever do make a new version of this and we actually try to go for the feature-length film, we're probably going to be adding a lot of what we literally experienced making this short film into the script. Like, we will probably be telling a lot more closer to home of a story, which is really fun to think about. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah, and shout out Legend to
shout out Legend, shout out
didn't make
Mr.
it into
Boom.
the film. Mr. Boom, all the people who Mr. Garner, Andrew.
I love how I was the only double character whose name was never mentioned. My real name was mentioned, but not my double, because you have Percy, who's Abe, right?
Yeah.
You have June, who's
Serenity,
and then you have Legend, who was supposed to be Rocky, which there was a homage basically to him in the banter scene between me and Mike.
Yeah.
Because like, what do we do without him?
Yeah.
I love how mine was never mentioned.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Wait, I did want to mention something, because you brought up Mr. Gardner. Is that another thing with like the lens cracking? This is just a little fun fact. It's nothing like too heavy. But one thing that we were gonna put in the full feature length film is that June, well, not me, but June was getting this equipment from her film teacher.
That's right.
at her high school, and the reason why he's like, don't break this equipment, and the lens cracks, so that means she's also going to be in trouble with her teacher, and she won't be able to get more film. And the problem is she won't be able to get more film equipment back because he can't trust her anymore with it. But that was gonna be another thing we were gonna put in.
That's
Right.
so true. It is also, it's a great example of how it trickled down from the full-length script because the lens crack was supposed to mean so much more. That's why it's in the film. It wasn't just out of nowhere we thought of it. It's because we brought it from the original film, but it meant so much
Right.
more in the actual script. But I guess that's also just the final point here that just like, you might be wondering, why we care so much about these characters and like, how are they saying like, oh, it's so indicative of us when, this short film, like these, Mike and McKenna's characters only had like 2 or 3 scenes or a couple of lines, right?
Yeah,
Like
unfortunately, I really wanted more of them in the film.
it's the biggest thing is just it's hard to explain truly how much this film has meant to us and how much we have actually put into it the past couple of years to only shorten it to a short film. And that's why like I also don't want to spoil too much of what the actual original script was because there is a lot of great ideas there that I would like no joke, not even saying it just for fun. I truly would love to make a feature film one day with everyone. And I'm sure we will. In some way or another, I hope we will. Maybe we'll come back, watch this, and be like, yeah.
Just call me up. I'll probably need money.
Yeah.
I'll be living on the streets.
But yeah, as you said, McKenna, this is all a great learning experience for us. It's all to add to our portfolio. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. And as you said, there was also a lot of honorable mentions, right? Like the Toy Escape Room, but also we had If It Was a Movie that we did. We did a couple of those where we turned Roblox games into movies. Which some of them never saw the light of day. We also have what's the last? Oh, the end poem. Obviously, we didn't do a look back of the end poem, but that's because we talked about that film to death. I mean, that thing
we talk about it so much.
So much. So you guys know it already.
That's how I met Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now we're here, and then we had Paradox, we had all that. We did say in the Paradox episode, we were going to determine which one was the favorite child, if Paradox or One Last Shot was better. And I'm going to be honest, I can't say. I really can't, because both of them are, like,
they're both too good.
They're both great, and they both have done so much for us in their own ways. Like, obviously, Paradox was the winner. Like, Paradox won all these awards and festivals, while One Last Shot didn't. But One Last Shot, we had so much more genuine connection, so much more to be proud of. Like, it weighs each other, like, it evens each other out. And I gotta say, in my opinion, they're both beautiful. They're both our favorite child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I was so impressed when I saw Paradox.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
No, thank you.
Where one fails, the other kind of picks it up. Like for Paradox, our cinematography wasn't great. We learned that, we know that, and so it was better in this film. But like vice versa. I mean, the failure, not really failures, but more of flaws in this film are kind of fixed in Paradox in a way. But I feel like they are neck and neck for me. I think One Last Shot has a little bit of an edge over, just like a baby little bit, just because I connect to the story so much more, and especially with what we went through with this film too, I think set it apart as well, it being so close to home and stuff. But I mean, I love both. Both films are absolutely amazing.
I don't think it's fair for me to say which one's better because I wasn't in Paradox. I mean, I don't have to be in Paradox to think that it's not better than the other one. But I mean, I feel like I can't really choose because I mean, they're Gabe's creations, they're not mine. So I feel like it's not fair for me to judge them both.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think it's really hard for me to kind of pick a favorite on this because I kind of have 2 different reasons for why one is a favorite and why the other's a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think in terms of like what was my favorite like story and like thing like to watch, definitely One Last Shot. I'd say One Last Shot is my favorite to watch. But when I remember the filming of Paradox, not that the filming of One Last Shot was bad, but I specifically remember there was 2 specific nights where we filmed this. There was the night let's see, there was the night that was before winter break, I think. Was it winter break?
Time machine.
Oh yeah.
Right. The time machine. So filming the time machine thing, being at school like until like 8 p.m. and filming that was really just something like really just fun and interesting. And then our second time filming for it, where we had we had, let's see, we had you, McKenna. We had our other classmate Zane.
Shout out.
Zane.
Right. We had Zane filming with us, and we got pizza, and we were just filming a bunch of stuff, and we were having a really good time. And I almost feel like a bit of One Last Shot kind of almost came from that. I'm not gonna say, Gabe, that was where it came from or anything. But when I think back on that, and when I was watching that, it really reminded me of filming kind of later in the night with Zane at school during Paradox.
Yeah.
And just like all of us kind of hanging out together. We ordered pizza. We were hanging out in that little like booth area.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I would say
Really fun.
that's probably one of my best like memories in general, which is why I think fondly of Paradox, not just as a short film, but also as but also as as like an experience for me, because I feel like One Last Shot kind of perfectly replicated a little bit of what that was like, of getting in there and kind of just like filming something and having fun with your friends while you're doing it. I find it hard to pick one, but I would say probably One Last Shot, because it's just such a good representation of what it's just all like. It really perfectly represents everything. Yeah.
Yeah, really well put. Yep. Well, as you said, all of this is just it's just for fun. We never really took this super seriously at the end of the day like June did. We instead realized that this was just for the yeah, sorry, your character cut astray. It was just for the friends we made along the way, all that yada yada yada, but that's how it's been. The common theme throughout, to close it off, as this is the final episode of A Look Back, that's been the common theme for the past 5 episodes. All of these, whether it be the horror shorts, the films we made for school, Paradox, Life of Luxury, the documentaries, or One Last Shot, like, or the honorable mentions, not to, forgot those, what was it? If It Was a Movie, The End Poem, and The Toy Escape Room, all of these films, all of these stuff
Clark
we've made
Danbury.
together. Clark Danbury, you're right. Any of the stuff we made for broadcast journalism, whether it was our sophomore or senior year. But anyways, all of that culminated into this experience that we can look back on fondly like we have been, and it's beautiful to see. So as we're wrapping it up, tomorrow we are going to be filming our final episode. I don't know when I'm going to post it, but our final episode's coming up, and we'll see Ava and McKenna there. However, we won't see Mike. So Mike, what would you like to say to the 2 people who still watch Weekly Cinema?
Who are the 2 people?
I don't know. Good question.
I would just like to say that I've had a really fun time hanging out with all you guys over the last few years. I'd be glad to keep doing so, making films, doing things with you guys, because it's just been a lot of fun. I've had so many good memories working on stuff with you guys, and I think just what we've created kind of in the end has been so many nice, neat little projects that I can always look back on very fondly, thanks to the Pixel Pug YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We're promoting that, by the way.
Yeah.
But I overall just think that a lot of this has influenced me a bit as a person. Hanging out with you guys has been just really enjoyable. Kind of giving me a little bit of experience in what it's like to do a lot of things like acting, filming, writing, stuff like that. And it shows how well we can work together as a team. And the fact that we've been able to make so many projects over just 3 years basically. I'd say that's a pretty good testament to all of us as people and to the effort that all of us can put into projects and into our future. So I think everybody here should be proud of what they've done over the last few years, and I think that everybody here has a really bright future ahead of them. And I would love to, just see you guys. I love seeing you guys. And I really am thankful for being able to be a part of all of this, and to be a part of these really nice films. And yeah, so thank you guys for having me for this, and having me for all of the other films. And I really hope that even to the people watching, that you continue to support the Avon Lake broadcast journalism stuff, because I know the people there work on a lot of really good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so even when all the cool people are gone, pay attention to the small people, because I'm sure that in a few years' time, or even in a year's time, there's going to be a group that'll come along that'll be just as nice as us, and will leave just as much of an impact on each other as we have left on each other.
Agreed, man. Thank you so
Said.
much. Well said,
Yeah.
well said. It has been an honor having you here, honor doing this stuff with you, but of course, even though we're all going our separate ways, we're staying in contact. That includes you, bro.
Of course.
We'll have you a part of stuff, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt about it. But for Weekly Cinema, that is gonna conclude it. Thank you so much, Mike, and also, of course, Ava and McKenna. But I will see you guys in the final episode. It's gonna be great. But that's all for now. That's all for a look back. It's been great looking back. Thank you for joining. What's up?
No, you know what, Gabe, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you, Gabe.
They always thank us, we never thank you.
and you know
Yeah.
what? And you know what? I know this is sad, but I'm gonna take all those thanks. I'm gonna throw them back at the 2 viewers we have. Thank you guys so much for staying true to Weekly Cinema. You guys are our goats. I will say I'm being a little modest. The last episode got 100 views and 8 likes. So there is people who watch this podcast. However, it may or may not be because I'm connecting it to the Pixel Plug channel, so people from my channel keep coming over to this. But
No,
anyway.
it's just the two people that just watched the channel. It had what did you say? It had 100-something views.
Yeah.
100-something views. They just watched that over and over and over again.
Yeah, like
so
50 times each. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. We love you, and we will see you hopefully in the final episode. Goodbye.
In the one last shot.